afternoon, YouTube. It's your boy Humble Word checking in with you again. Another video, man. I actually wanted to talk about this yesterday, but I figured I'd wait till today. So yesterday, Skip Bayless came on Undisputed, and to many of you guys' surprise, Shannon was not there. He refused to actually come in to work, based on the tweet that Skip had put out about Damar Hamlin and the situation in which he's in the critical condition state. Now today, Shannon actually came back to work. He was on set. He sat down. He's about to go over his opening dialogue, and Jen basically gave him the floor to speak what he wanted to say, or to say what he wanted to speak his mind about how he felt and why he missed the segment yesterday. So as Shannon was going over his soliloquy as to his thoughts, his emotions about what happened to Damar Hamlin, Skip basically butted in because Shannon said, well, Skip posted a tweet or tweeted something I didn't agree with. Hopefully he'll take it down. And in that regard, Skip interrupted him and said, I'm not going to take down the tweet. I stand by what I said. At that moment, that right there lit Shannon on fire. So he immediately got defensive, dropped the pen. Go ahead, Skip. And from there, Skip told him, no, it's your turn. He's like, I can't even get them open dialogue without you cutting me off. He's like, I wasn't trying to get into it with you about Damar Hamlin. That was not the purpose. He said yesterday it was about the tweet that you put up, because to debate about Damar Hamlin wouldn't really make no sense, because you cannot debate on somebody's life or in their given state of health. The fact that he's still in critical condition, however he's making progress, which is what they wanted to see. So to Shannon Sharp, I applaud you, my brother. You showed elegant class to be able to stand there or to sit there next to that man, knowing what he did yesterday. In fact, Shannon even said that the bosses had a problem with the tweet. And Skip said no one had a problem with the tweet. Shannon said clearly they did, because the bosses called you and said you need to make a public apology. And then Skip got defensive and said that no they didn't. Skip lied. He literally, just yesterday, he came on the show and said he got a call from his executives, and they wanted him to make a public apology based on that tweet. And Skip said that he apologized if he offended anybody, but he wanted to defend his tweet and give clarification as to why he tweeted what he did. The message behind the tweet is not the issue. It's the timing of the tweet. Now, see, Skip, for some reason, is not as sensitive, or he's not sensitive to certain things like he should be. You had a young man on the field who died, who they had to revive, giving CPR to for 9 minutes straight. Let that sink in for just a second. 9 minutes straight, they had administered CPR to this guy. And Skip Bayless tweeted, well, how can they stop the game? This is a magnitude game, and it determines the regular season outcome, and but right now it seems, but as of this moment it seems so irrelevant. How is that tweet any type of remorse to what happened to Damar? It wasn't. Skip was strictly talking about the football game. He wanted the game to proceed on, which to me shows his lack of class, his lack of humanity as a person, because Skip don't have children. So for Skip to make a statement like that, I'm not surprised. But for all you guys who do have children, if that was your son laying on that field fighting for his breath, for his life, how would you have responded to somebody making a tweet like that? Especially given the timing of the tweet and when he put it out there. That's what people are trying to get Skip to understand. But it seems like the more you try to break that down to him, the more defensive he remains about his message in his tweet. We get why you tweeted what you said. We're trying to explain to you it was in bad and ill timing. The moment you release that tweet, that boy, he ain't even got off the field yet. He was literally fighting for his damn life. And we didn't know that they had to administer CPR until the broadcaster said it. Which, given the state of shock around the league and the way the players were on that field and what they saw, ain't no way in the hell they could continue a football game. That would be irresponsible of both the league, the Bills, and the Bengals to do that, not knowing what type of state this kid is in. Thankfully, he's making progress to come back around. He's not out of his sedated state yet. He's not even off his breathing machine yet. But he's making the right steps and right progress to where he eventually will get off those things and be back to full health and be able to get out of the hospital. But right now, he's still in critical condition. And like I said before, I applaud you, Shannon. You took the right steps to literally sit there and not basically snap or break this man's neck. Because Skip wouldn't even allow Shannon to speak. Although yesterday Skip had the whole platform to himself. He could say whatever he wanted. And Skip said in his own words, if you get offended by me going into the segments that I got to talk about, then God bless you. You know, it's not intended to be offensive to anybody. I just got to go on with the show. The show didn't have to go on yesterday. As Carcino said in his own live feed, they were prepared to go with a rerun from a previous show they had already recorded. They were prepared to do that. Instead, Skip Bayless wanted to get on air and say what he said, and he made it clear that the network was not happy with him. He made that abundantly clear, which they shouldn't have been. They had no reason to be happy with Skip. What reason would it serve for them to be happy after what he just said, after what he said about that situation? When she never spoke about DeMar, all he said on air was he was still shaking up. He was praying for him, still praying for him. You know, he's lifting him up in prayer and basically offering his support. However, he doubled down on what he said, even though he didn't take it back. So that shows you exactly where his mind's at. But it also shows you how low he can actually go. Because to me, if you cut off Shannon Sharp like that, and Shannon's supposed to be your friend and your co-host, that shows to me that you have no loyalty to nothing and nobody. Because Shannon is what makes that show go. All Skip does is provide the topics. But Shannon gives the insight because he's an ex-football Hall of Fame player, 3-time Super Bowl winner. He's been in the trenches. He's done that. He did that. He did it, done it, seen it all. Except for what happened to DeMar. That's what he said. He said, I've seen a lot of injuries. He's seen a lot of coaches fight. He's seen players fight coaches. He's seen all kind of craziness. But that right there is something that Shannon had never seen, like nobody else had ever seen it. I've never seen it personally. I watched a lot of football in my lifetime. But to Skip Bayless, that was classless. That was evil. That man should be allowed to say what he had to say in the opening dialogue without you opening your mouth. Even though he said, hopefully you'll take the tweet down, that does not key in for you to speak. Let that man say what he got to say to get off his chest, because you had a whole segment by yourself yesterday, which didn't get showed. Nobody, the whole show that you did, nobody recorded it. Nobody put it on YouTube. None of that. The only part they put on there was when the opening comment that you made, or how you really didn't apologize for what you said, or the timing of what you said it. I mean, the timing of how you said it. You never once apologized for that. You just made excuses. That's what you did. So God bless you, Shannon. You know, I don't always agree with everything you say, but God bless you. And I hope you remain undisputed. I don't think you probably are, based on what's happened to you in regards to Skip, but I hope you remain, because you're a definite pillar to the show. And I hope they do I hope they do right by you to overcompensate or pay you every dime you earn and you deserve, and then some. because that show's not gonna go very far with skipping somebody else. That's the reason why you were chosen, because you can actually handle what Skip does. Except you saw the real side of him when he came at you about Tom Brady. When he disrespected you on live to you about Tom Brady, I think that and the Damar Hamlin tweet is probably what done Skip in. But hey, I'm not a psychic. It was just today. And I do feel bad for Shannon, because I'm like, that shouldn't have happened on live TV. He should have been allowed to speak his mind. But that's it, guys. Let me know how you feel, what you think about the matter. If you did catch the live show, tell me what you thought about it in terms of the opening dialogue and then how they interact throughout the show. And tell me if you think that Shannon will actually be done after this year. Love to read your comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for supporting my shorts and the little bit of content I do post. I appreciate the love. It means a lot. Peace.